Got it.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. There are
Hi.
like two or three people who said they might, additional people who said they might come, but I knew we were going to have a small group. We kept moving this meeting from one day to another day to another day. So I'm happy we have a nice little group here. And I think you're going to be very impressed by the pictures that we're going to show. But before we start with the pictures, I wanted to give everybody that was here an update on the photography show. So we have 176 entries.
Wow.
Yeah. Now
Whoa.
I can't remember. Marty knows. He told me, but I forgot how many the last time we were live, which was in 2020, how many we had, but it was either that or a little tiny bit less. But this is very impressive because it was very easy to do them virtually. And so we built up and we built up. We had a really large show when we did them virtually. And I was a little nervous that we would go down to like 90 pictures or something like that. And it was very slow at the beginning. And Marty was like, we're going to have one set of pictures. I was like, no, I know we'll have more. And then when the date approached, he only had like 4 or 5. So we extended it. And I guess people just got a little bit more energy. And then when I told them about that 90-minute, is there a 60-minute photo in West Palm? People started using that and they helped them with cropping and some other things that people had problems with. And I guess I haven't seen the results, but the people who went there were very happy with the results. And the price was not absurd, compared, Shutterfly without the discount, I think it was like, I don't know, $13 or $14 at least a picture.
Yep.
With a discount from Costco, it was $6.99 a picture. And this was 10 something a picture to go to West Palm and get them in an hour, which was nice, and get a
Unless
little help.
unless they ran out of paper like Marty.
Oh, did they really?
And Marty had to go back twice.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I bet
That's
there's
hysterical.
closer camera shop. Is Delray Camera still in business?
Yes,
I,
but I don't know what they charge. So,
okay, so look, not to have to schlep to West Palm.
right. But the other thing that they did for Lisa Fine, who got a job and is working full time, she called them up and they close early, like 7 o'clock. Oh, I'll send it again. Hold on can somebody forward the link email to Miriam?
I'll get it.
Nancy? Okay, tell her Nancy's sending it. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Anyhow, so she couldn't get up there to pick them up. So they had her email the pictures and then they left them in a package outside their door so that she could get them after they were closed.
Wow,
And
that
I
was
thought that was
amazing.
really nice. Yeah, really
Very
nice.
amazing.
So it's just really, I'm going to send them a little thank you note because this was our first experience with them. And everybody was really, really pleased at how supportive and it took time. I think Brenda said the lady spent like 45 minutes with her, going over each picture and deciding, having Brenda tell her the crop she wanted or him and really doing it. Anyhow, so we have 176 entries from 31 photographers. And beginner has 23, novice has 34 pictures, intermediate has 47, advanced has 36, and masters has 36. So even that, it's going to look really nice in the art studio, in the art room. So good for us. I'm a happy camper. Okay, so today we're going to be reviewing the pictures people took on our trip to the Brickell City Center. And I wanted to just explain to you how I organize them and also say to you that more people than usual took some extra time and did some post-processing with these pictures. And I think that you're going to really, I mean, I was very pleasantly surprised by what post-processing added to my pictures. And I usually don't take the time to do that. And I don't know how much time Miriam took because she usually takes a longer time. But you'll see what post-processing does. And I think when we see the photography show, you'll see that there also because now that people can use a little bit of creativity on their images or even a lot, the pictures are going to be more an artistic statement than just a photograph. Not to say there's anything wrong with just a photograph, but I'm just saying I think we'll see more of that little bit of creativity coming through. And you will definitely see that today. I organized them into 3 sections because I couldn't figure out how we could review them well. The first section are things that people saw in the Brickell Mall or like immediately when you approach the Brickell Mall. The second are buildings in the Brickell area that people either shot from the mall, like looking out the sides, or from the street, from walking around the street. And Doris gave us some pictures she took another time when she walks the streets in Brickell. And then the third is miscellaneous, because miscellaneous, you'll see, I don't even know where some of these pictures were taken, because they're definitely miscellaneous, but very interesting. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen.
Can I ask, who is the VF resident in a car?
Bob Oppenheimer.
Oh, Bob. Hey.
And Miriam did say she got it. I called her.
Okay, great. Thanks. There she is. Okay, so I'm gonna let you leave your yourselves on. We're just starting, Miriam. When you can leave yourselves on open. Oh, there's Herb. Welcome, Herb. Herb's in New York. For those of, I think Don is probably the only person that doesn't know Herb Froelich.
Yes.
He moved up to New York. I don't know, maybe 2 years ago.
Hi, Herb.
Hi, Herb.
And we haven't seen him in a long time. It's great.
Hi,
You look
Herb.
fabulous.
How's the
Great to
snow?
see you. Okay, so the first second, let me get, sorry, let's go to share screen. And okay, so you seeing my PowerPoint screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's from the start. Okay,
Ready,
so
set,
this
go.
is the Brickell City Center, the actual mall.
Okay.
And I again subcategorized them. There were a couple of places where the pictures were pretty similar, so I tried to put 2 on a screen so you could see the different approaches people took. And some that they were horizontal, so I made them after each other, but I tried to keep them pretty close to each other. And I have a cheat sheet, so I know who these are if people are interested, because some of the people are not here. Okay, so this is the ceiling. So anybody have some comments about these?
They're both great photographs. Very well seen and very well taken.
Anybody else? I like that you can see the buildings
Yes.
Yeah.
through them. I think
Did
that's
you have to make them straight? Would it lose effect if you try to straighten them?
What would you straighten?
I think you would straighten the vertical building if you were going to straighten it.
Like this one?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
along
okay.
that line.
Yeah, it would be worth seeing what happened.
Right, you probably lose part of the bottom window, but you don't need the whole thing as long as you see the other pieces. But it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Well, there
you'd
are
have
so many lines and directions and all that. Yes, you're right, Miriam, but I don't know if that bothers me because of all of the different lines you have in the photo.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. This,
I think
go ahead, I'm
because of-
listening.
because of all the different lines, it would be interesting to see at least the one on the right in black and white.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That might be an interesting thing. That one is
Oh, I
Susan
really like the blue in the building.
here
Yes.
Yeah.
in the windows and stuff. Yep, you would lose that. But it's always, to change something from color to black and white is one click. So it's interesting to see what happens or make a copy. Oh, look at, there's a person here. I just noticed that. Can you guys see my arrow when I use it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we see the little guy you found.
How cool is that?
Mhm.
And how cool that it came out below the ceiling. It could just have been behind this bar. But
Who wouldn't have known he was there?
right, you wouldn't have known. I just think it's
And there
very
is
cool.
a railing, so the person's not going to fall off.
Yeah, but I wonder if Susan actually saw it. when she shot this. Be interesting. I'll ask her and let's find out.
She was taking a picture of him.
Very cool. Okay,
Can I make a comment?
sure.
I love the right-hand picture by far. It's much more light on it as opposed to the left-hand one. The trees on the left-hand one get in the way of the lines on the right-hand one going diagonal, and the building in the back going from left to right. And it's clearer. So it's a great picture.
Yeah.
It's a great picture, and if you see more pictures like this, it would be interesting to see more pictures like this and make commentaries on them. But the left one is kind of faded out and is not as well litten. Litten. I'll stick with the word litten.
Lighting.
I think that's an interesting comment because if you look down here, if you look at the shadow play on this one on the right, look at what's going on down here.
Yeah. It's
And you
better.
don't have that here on the left side. So the exposure is completely different.
It was
She's
taken
standing in a similar
apparently
place.
at different times of the day.
Yeah.
Well, I think the one on the left, you can dehaze a little bit and it'll pop a little bit more.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's,
That's really neat. I
Yeah.
love those lines and
that
curves.
is.
The building in the back is not as sharp but that's okay.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
she used some, I think, I don't know for sure, but it looks to me like she used a filter on this a little bit. Because if you look at the balconies, it's like, the edges are different. And the sky is different. There's like some kind of grain in it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it on the girders. So that's sort of confusing. But I think she did use a little bit of a little light touch. That's what I was saying in the beginning, that a couple of people used just a little bit. Some people use significant post-processing, but other people just touch the picture with a little post-processing. Look at how, the shadows down here. And again, it has these lines that you still can pick up all along here.
I'm
Nice
curious, how can you tell that they post-processed?
Because if you look closely, this is the sky and it looks like canvas.
Yeah.
I think that's just a reflection off the glass.
I don't know. But if you also look at the building, compared to the way the building looks here, you see look at the building, look at the balconies in both pictures. So you're not looking at the lighting, you're just looking at the balconies. And now look at the
That's fine.
balconies. Look at the balconies here. It's like
Hmm.
somebody took a pencil and did something to it. It's a different look. I don't know if that's just from the glass. I'll ask her and I'll let everybody know.
Whose picture is that?
It's Susan Van Ness.
Mhm.
So she has had this one on the right side, and then she had this one.
Very nice.
Oh, very nice. Now that's either black and white or a little bit of sepia. I can't tell. Or one of the black and white filters that we have. Comments?
It needs to have some of the shadowing removed because you can't make out. You can see the ceiling, but everything else is too dark in the background.
In here,
Muddled. It's
yeah,
like
the
muddled.
details.
You
Right,
have
there's not a lot of detail.
right. You can
This
select
looks-
you can select part of that out and you could adjust the shadows.
This looks like a retro photograph to me.
Yeah, that's
It
why I said it's
has-
either black and white or sepia.
It has, it almost could be any era. It's interesting.
What's the subject matter?
Well, it's in the mall. and it's
ceiling or the
outlets for
tables?
in
The
the mall,
landscape.
but
I think
Tables
it's
are
the
the
whole
subject.
thing.
My picture, and when I took it and sent it, I thought the tables were darker at the top of the tables.
You
they're
thought they would come out
a
darker?
little blown out.
Herb, just so you know, we shot only with smartphones. No traditional cameras. Everybody was instructed to just do this with smartphones, partially because we didn't want to get into trouble with mall security, but also because it was a great exercise to see what you could do with your smartphone in this very interesting environment. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to decide whether it was worth it to work more on this, but you could make the tabletops a little darker, and you could, like Miriam said, select out this area and even this area here and just make it a little bit brighter so that you saw more detail in there. But then it might also be too busy. So I don't know.
That's true, yeah. I mean, the focal point should be the ceiling. This is
The
what
person
tables are.
down the end where
Yeah.
all the tables in, it looks like rollerblades.
Oh, God. I don't know about that,
Mhm.
but there is definitely a person, and there's a person over here, and there's a person sitting over here, and a child sitting over here. So there's a lot more going on in here, but it's dark, so you can't really see it.
I like the tables and chairs. I think I think they add something. And the ceiling and the tables and chairs, they're both going in the same direction. Your eye follows them both to the back.
Leading line.
Yeah, there's a lot of leading lines to the back.
Well, my focal point
Oh,
was.
so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Was the tables and the chairs, but I couldn't figure out it. I wanted to get that black, that part on the left out, but I thought there wouldn't be much left.
Yeah.
I wonder whether if you cropped away some of the, if that's really what you want as your focal point, if you cropped away some of the ceiling, like maybe at this point, what it would look like. And I tried to figure out how to get at it because I know there's a way to crop, but I can't figure out, I don't remember. That's why that kept happening, because I don't remember how to get out of here.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, maybe I know. Wait. I think I have to hit escape. Yep. There we go. Hold on. Make it big enough for you to see it. And then format.
Is this PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Leslie Duchin is here. Okay, so format, and here's crop. And let's see what happens. What do you think?
That
Better.
definitely puts more emphasis on the tables.
Right.
You can make an 11 by 14 out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so that would definitely help because it was just a little too much ceiling for me, but yet you still have the architectural detail. You still have the reflection of the ceiling here, but more, it's
And
less
you have your leading
distracting.
lines from the
Yeah.
tables and chairs.
Yeah, doesn't take anything away. Okay. All right. Do you want to stay like this or you want to go back to the slideshow?
Slideshow.
Okay.
That looks like an IRA.
No, it's not.
Okay,
It's
so this
beautiful
is an
photo.
example of a person that did post-processing. This has a little bit more post-processing. So this is not that very light touch. This is a more significant touch of
Yeah.
post-processing. What do
So how
people
do you
think?
do that? Is that like posterizing with filter?
It was on one. It was on one plus some poster edges probably in Photoshop CC.
Miriam, that's a great use of a border.
Oh, thank you.
And a great use of the post-processing. It's
Yes,
just
of course.
brings the, it's like a paint, like a a very good drawing, it just,
I'm
and,
on
and all these
photo review
girders,
session.
all these
You know how to-
girders
I'll tell
are,
you
It's too
quickly how to
bizarre.
do
Just
it.
take it when it's done.
You make the,
For
you
both of them.
select.
Leslie,
you
put yourself on mute.
Sorry.
You select the image and well, in Photoshop, it's probably in a different place in Elements. And under the edit menu, you can draw a line, like a skinny border or a wide border, depending how many pixels you want to make. So then there's another menu in Photoshop, I forget which one it was, that you go in and you subtract the number of pixels you used and selected, and so you still with everything selected, you end up making multiple layers, multiple rectangles with different colors. You can
Right, so-
change
so
the color.
She
But
has
each time you
black,
subtract by the number
gray,
of
and
pixels
white.
you used before.
Right. One of the things I'm gonna hope that people will agree with me, I'd like next season for us to do an editing class and do some of these things for everybody and really learn how to do it. Because this
That
is
would be
beautiful.
great.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, I
just
could work
beautiful.
with you
Great
on that,
idea.
even though I'm moving.
Okay, great. Just beautiful, Miriam.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is a long look down the main area of the mall. So you have the ceiling. What do people think?
Very effective.
Yeah, that's great.
It looks
How do
like
you
it
do
was
that?
done with
It's
a
made, it's
fisheye
all made
lens.
to
It's
be
mine.
crooked.
It's
It looks
mine.
like it's,
Again, I used on one, but the way it came out is like that. I enhanced it with
Oh,
on
so
one.
the diminishing perspective and the way everything is coming towards the center, that's
That was
that's
there.
the way it came. Oh, that's the
Right, but I
shot.
felt it needed more oomph. That's
Yeah.
why I used on one. And of course, I sharpen it also when I'm done. I added a little more.
What is on one?
On one is an application that lets you do crazy things or fixes things that you can go as limitless or not as limitless as you want. You can enhance a photo and it looks reasonably like the original, but a little more pop to it, so to speak. And then when you're finished with it, it always makes an extra layer, so you're not working on your original. And then I must have gone to poster edges with this one also, and I also sharpen it. And some of these I just added like some exposure to it because I didn't like the way it came out in Lightroom originally, and I felt it needed more light in it. So
Lightroom, on one, Photoshop Elements, regular Photoshop, these are all
and
post-processing.
I use
tools.
either contrast. I do contrast, the contrast adjustment if it works. Sometimes I use levels. These pictures, it seemed contrast worked better, and then I sharpened it. I got, I don't know, from either Jack's class or from a book, different settings on how to sharpen in Photoshop. Not going to the sharpen menu, but I set up. I forget what you call it.
Like presets.
Presets, that's the right
Yeah.
word. So I picked the one that I think would work the best.
And most of these things are just click, yes, no, click, yes, no, and after you learn what you have, then next time what to use.
Right.
These
I
are
think,
both,
I think the bottom line is you have to experiment, keep the original photograph and just play with it.
right.
It's fun, just playing
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. These are beautiful.
That's nice.
gorgeous.
This isn't sharp. I don't know why. It's mine. I thought it was sharp when I did it, but now that I'm looking at it, it's not sharp.
Yeah, but it's a nice effect. It's almost there's an effect in Photoshop called sponge, and it almost looks like that effect.
It's a texturizing. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I
Now,
took it because of the shadows. I just loved what was
Yes.
happening here with the shadows.
It's
Yeah.
the name of a building or a store or something.
It's the name of this building. It's the last, they spell Brickell City Center RE at the end. So this is the last
Right.
letter in the sign outside the building. that you could see from inside the building on that wall.
The only thing, Adrian, I might take off a little bit on the left, where you have part of another letter. I don't know if that adds anything there.
Over here.
I
Yeah,
agree.
crop
I
in
was
a
gonna do-
little bit from left to right.
Okay.
So you still get the shadow, but not the letter.
Okay. All right, now watch this. What do you think that is?
Hmm.
Don't
Are
know.
those the letter? Is that part of the letters from a different angle?
I think so. Leslie, I'm glad you came. Is that what it is?
Yes, I shot up from the street, and that is the sign, the pegs from the sign. Yeah,
It was
Absolutely gorgeous.
incredible.
Ah, great.
And it looks like different heights.
That's fantastic.
yeah. I kind of was pleased with this shot. You know, that trip to Brickell was my thing because I love all architectural elements. That's what I love to do, and I saw that, and I said, "Yeah, I got to get that."
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well done.
Very well done.
Thank you.
It makes you stop. It looks like silos or something. I mean, you could just keep
Right.
thinking and thinking of what it could possibly be. But as soon as I looked back at mine, I was like, oh shit, that's that sign
Right,
from the side.
Right.
That is so cool. So there you go, guys. Look up, look down, look sideways. You never know. Okay, so this section is escalators.
Yeah.
And-
Beautiful view of escalators.
Yeah,
Any
that's
comment?
not. The one on the right, I really love that whole composition.
Thank you.
They're both beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty, but
Seen
the
with
one
the
on the
picture.
right is like moving. It's just because all the people and the way the escalators are crossing each
Right.
other. There's
They
so much
crisscross.
movement.
Right.
I like the one on the left. I like the way the escalator and the ceiling, whatever that brown thing is, I like the way they complement each other.
Hmm. Yeah, I think the brown is the underside of the escalator, of the top escalator.
Right.
Got 4 floors showing through.
Yeah, these are wonderful. There's a word for what's happening here, and I can't remember it, but on Saturday morning, I've been sitting in on the meetups critique session. I don't know what else to call it. It's like a salon kind of thing. And street photography, when all the people are going in different, like divergent directions, there's a specific word that they used for us, an image where there were like 5 or 6 people in the image, all walking, all looking in a different direction, seeing things, all facing slightly differently. And that's exactly what this is. This one on the right. And plus you have the added thing of them being on all these different levels.
You
This
know,
is-
the one on the
Is that-
right.
Are you looking for juxtaposition?
No, it's another word.
Too many?
Yeah.
Divergence.
objects?
Yeah, they're divergent, but I can't remember what, well, I may have written it down.
The one on the right actually reminds me of an Escher painting where, you know, it's like the stairwell that goes around and around and it
Never stops.
never stops. Just the way you see the escalator going down and then it keeps going down and down. It's just kind of a very cool shot.
Yeah,
Very well seen.
very well seen. And
Whose
you know,
whose picture is that?
It's mine.
they
of
both
them.
are.
Yeah. Nice.
Excellent.
This one makes me smile.
Very clever.
That's a fun picture.
Hmm.
The only negative thing I would say about it is that the toe is like smashed up to the edge. Would be
Yeah.
nice, you know, it's candid pictures, but it would be nice if there was like another little bit of space right here. You don't need it so much here, but it would have been
Okay.
nice to have it there.
I didn't expect to use this picture, but it
Yeah.
just tickled me.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
Is that a person or a
it's a-
mannequin?
No, I was standing behind her and I was looking at her shoes.
Because the legs like look too short or they look
No,
funny.
you know, it looks, that's her knee on top, or not
Up
even
here.
her knee. Yeah.
Was it an adult or a child?
I
It was an
see.
adult, it was a young adult with a skateboard.
I
Oh.
see the knee
Because it
now.
looks like it's-
Otherwise,
The
it
shoes look
looked
like
like
something from
that
Star Wars.
was the rear end and it was like too short.
Oh, funny. So you thought that this was
Yeah.
the buttocks of the person.
Of like of a doll or something.
Yeah.
No,
Otherwise,
no,
wide for
I
that.
didn't even get to her knee.
Leslie, when is that soup gonna be ready?
It's ready.
Leslie, if someone else is talking, you have to put yourself on mute. It's a very cool picture. I mean, if you just look at all the details, there's a little bit of flesh hanging over the shoe. Just really interesting. A lot of things to look
Weird
at.
shoes.
Yeah, really weird. Really weird, but interesting.
Wonder if they're comfortable.
They probably are. They look very cushioned.
Okay, so we're still in escalators.
It's amazing how many pictures of escalators you can have from all different angles. It's gorgeous.
Right, and the glass was clear enough that you could shoot through it.
It bothers me that the tiles look dirty.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but the texture
the
is.
escalator too. Maybe it's by design, all that blackness.
It's posterized, but I did it because I wanted the green to like jump off. So I tried a whole bunch of different filters to see which one wouldn't affect the green and would make it stand out. And this is the one that worked. And
Nice.
I was impressed by how good the glass looked.
Yeah,
Really impressed.
I
Nice.
love the green. I
Yeah.
love that top.
I like all the lines,
I like the
different
lines.
directions of the lines. Even the line, the crack in the glass.
Right here.
It might not be a crack in the glass because maybe they
No, it's
technically had
another
sections.
panel. It's
Yeah,
two
it's panels. It's where the panels meet because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
open.
crack.
Yeah,
Right. It's not a broken thing. It's
no,
I
It's
just
actually
noticed
two
a
pieces.
little rainbow in that piece of the edge of the panel on the left.
Here. I
Yeah,
never noticed that till you just said it. It's like a little bit of color
Yeah.
right there.
Prism.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this.
cool.
no.
Okay,
Wow.
so
Nice effect.
I should have put the before one right there just because, again, I'm talking about doing a little bit of post-processing, okay? So this is a photograph of two escalators next to each other. So I was at the bottom looking up, and it was two perfectly symmetrical, the up one and the down one, with that green glass. The green glass, I just loved every place I saw it. So it had some of that green glass with those two escalators. And I really wanted to do something with it because it was like so symmetrical and I couldn't figure out what to do. And so I clicked on, this is called polar coordinates. And it's just a one-click thing. And it came out a little crooked. So I went back to the original, fixed the original a little bit, clicked again, and it came out like this.
Polar
It
polar
looks like a
coordinates.
big tulip.
So they were both going up.
Yeah.
Or one up and one down.
Yeah, one up and one down, but they were vertical right in front of me. I paid a lot of attention in making sure they were perfectly symmetrically aligned in my viewfinder because
Okay.
I knew I wanted. It was funny because that weekend before this on Saturday, a couple of us went to one of those critique sessions, and it was Ann Dignam giving a class on all the different kinds of photography she does. And one of the things she said was there are certain places where she goes where she just takes a lot of pictures that she knows she wants to do something with later. Like, it's not that the picture is fabulous, but it's just something interesting that she could use for something later. And that's what I did here. I just knew that in some place, someday, I would do something with these two escalators, because there's all of this texture, you know, on these are the stairs of the escalator.
Oh,
Polar coordinates is hard to work with, and you did a beautiful job with this. I've attempted to do things, and I just don't always like the way that it looks.
Yeah, I think
This
something,
came
it has
out
to
great.
do with of the original content and how it's lined up and what it, to make it convert the right way. But
Adrian,
yeah,
what is this called?
it what the filter is called?
Yes.
Polar coordinates. It's in Photoshop Elements under filters, distort. So when you do the drop down, there's a one heading called distort. When you go into distort, there's like 6 or 7 things, and this one is polar coordinates. I've used it before, but this, you know, the chrome and the glass and the metal just worked perfectly for this particular filter.
I'd love to see what your original picture looked like.
If we have time at the end, I can show you. Otherwise, I'll send it out to everybody so you can see the
That
before
would
and
be great.
after.
Yeah.
Because it really, I mean, it makes you want to try these filters. And that's what I was
Yep.
doing. Just what Iris said. I was having fun. I just kept clicking on things.
That's the name of the game.
Yep. Oh, hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. All right. So this you're going to see rendered 2 different ways. So this person shot across the escalator. Here's the escalator from one side of the mall to the other side to get this fabulous. Any comments?
There's definitely some kind of filter, well, I think, for the pink to be so strong and the rest is so light gray.
It almost looks
Yeah.
like, you know, when people used to put Vaseline on their lenses,
yes.
it's like a little tiny drop of that.
You could use a filter, you know, one adjustment layer, and there's vibrance, the vibrance layer that you add makes an extra layer, but you can adjust the saturation and the vibrance.
But
I
the
think it's
interesting thing is it left all the top stuff, which I think is a reflection of the ceiling, very
Yes.
pale. And I think that's what's most striking to me is that this almost has stripes of intensity. And really cool that the
That's
darkest,
yeah.
richest intensity is at the bottom.
Yeah. Whose was
very,
this?
very well done.
Donna?
Yeah, this was mine, and I just played around with the edit on my phone.
This was edited in your phone?
Yeah,
That's incredible.
Wow.
That's
I
gorgeous.
just, oh, thank you.
You should make sure that what you need to start getting used to doing is thinking for the future. So you might want to enter this in something. So if you can put some of your picture, do you use a computer as well?
No,
Okay.
I mean, I have one. I haven't been using it, just my phone and iPad.
Okay, so either have somebody, and I don't know how to do this, but have somebody teach you how to make an album on your phone where you put in these special pictures. So you leave them where they are, but make a copy and put them in there. And so
I actually do know how to do that on my phone.
oh,
yes.
great. So that, and then in the future, if you need, like for next year's photography show or Florida Camera Club Council, where you can enter pictures, because we all belong to that, it's good to enter your pictures in some things and get feedback, because you know if you're going in the right direction. I mean, we can tell you you're going in the right direction, but it's good to get outside input. But this picture should go in that kind of folder.
Thank you.
It's very cool. Any other specific comments for her?
I think, I find the escalator a little distracting. Me doing it, I would have cropped up to the beginning of the floor.
like here.
I don't think you need the Sephora sign.
Oh,
the
down here on
bottom
the
right.
bottom.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
There's also another one here, dip it, something,
Diptyque, yeah, whatever.
dippity something, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that.
Diptyque.
yeah. I don't
So
know, see, I
fancy.
like the Sephora sign, and I like the escalator, but these are all personal things. I think that, the horizon, which would be this, is a
straight.
little bit off.
It's not
I'm
too
I
not,
kept trying to straighten it.
Right.
I thought I got it straight, but
it's
It's
pretty
hard.
good, but I think everything on this side is a little drop lower than everything on this side. So, but that's
Oh.
me.
That's very
I-
slight if it is.
Great job.
I wanted to
Okay.
add something.
Go ahead,
When you're
Miriam.
shooting pictures, at least with the iPhone, it's not the same format that when you use with the camera. So you have to make sure that everything you want is in it, because then if you later go to crop, you might be losing from the 4:3 ratio when you're trying to go to the standard ratio, that if they're asking you to submit an 11:14, you're going to lose something on the image. So
Good
bear that
observation,
in
yeah.
mind.
Yeah. All the time when you're shooting, that's for everybody, take a step backwards so that you have more than you need, so you can crop it down to what you need. And different opportunities, you might need different ratios. So by having a little bit more than you really need in your image, you can always crop down to without being upset that you're losing something.
And I wanted to add one other thing. If you're using an iPhone, make sure the format on the camera is set to JPEG. Otherwise, it won't work in Photoshop. It's
Okay.
HEIF, it won't work.
All right.
I
So
had to buy
what
a
Miriam's
converter for my
talking, yeah,
phone.
when you're shooting on a smartphone, on the iPhone, it comes standardly in what's called HEIC format, HEIC. It's a compressed format that lets you fit more pictures into your phone. It's unique to iPhone. Apple invented it, and it doesn't work in all computers. So I had to get a converter, which was free. I had to get software for my Mac that converts the HEIC pictures to JPEG. Because when people saw, I don't shoot in HEIC, but other people do, and they send me pictures at camp when the counselors, that's one of the first things I tell them, don't shoot in HEIC because it's a lot of extra work for me. But still people send me pictures in HEIC format and they don't even open. They just come through as an icon. And then I have to put them into that software and then it converts them to JPEG.
Right,
So
but
if
you
you
can
want,
also-
it's called a universal format for a reason.
You can also get the converter app for the phone itself, because that's what I had to do, because it didn't work to convert them with something I got on my computer.
Yeah,
So
but
it
you
works
can, you don't need
perfectly
to.
on the phone.
Well, that's fine, except you just have to change your phone's formatting structure so that it shoots in
Yeah, for
JPEG.
going forward, right, but for
Yeah,
the
but what
photos,
you
I
had
had
from before.
I
Okay,
had to change them all.
I'd
Okay.
like to share something that I just learned about
Go.
emailing the pictures from my phone to my computer.
Uh-huh.
When I use Yahoo, which is my primary mail address, it shrinks them down to like less than 1 megabyte. But when I use the Comcast.net email that we all got free when we joined Xfinity in the community, it lets the pictures come through full size.
Oh, good for you.
So
I'm
it's
writing
great.
that down.
You can't email more than 2 or 3 in one email because it becomes too big a file for the email.
Right.
But do 2 or 3 and they come back at 8 megabytes or 10 megabytes.
Oh, that's
whatever
great. We
You
need to
really
tell
should-
Marty
everybody-
that.
I'm going to be honest. I have AOL, as Adrian does, and Google. And Adrian, you'll see that all my pictures are always in Google, because everyone should have a Gmail address for pictures. It is the best thing, to be honest. And even if you only use it for that, to mail them.
All right. Well, we all have Comcast.net. If you remember when the
Yeah.
HOA went to
Gmail,
Xfinity.
yes, but Gmail takes all of them. They
Okay.
compress them, they send them out. It's great.
Okay. Well, but Doris's point was she doesn't want them compressed. She wants to be able to send them full.
When it compresses them, when you open them, it opens them the regular size.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
That's
Good.
great.
Okay. All right. Guess what? Someone else shot the same thing.
Huh?
oh, that's so interesting.
Yep.
This is like a pencil sketch
A
filter,
filter.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's almost exact, except they didn't go down to the escalator.
Right. So this is where somebody said, cut off the escalator, cut off the Sephora sign. People were talking about that. This is what that would look like.
Is that Iris?
Yes, it is.
I figured it was
As you guess.
How'd you do that?
It's a filter. I'm sure there's also filters like this in Snapseed, but this one is in Photoshop.
Well, I'm gonna go play with mine.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'll go back to the other one so you could see the difference.
They're just different, but they're,
Yeah.
in my opinion, they're both gorgeous.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. It's just a different approach. This one has more people. This one you can see inside the store. You see over here? You can see all the way inside the store. And this one, no, because it's darker there, but I love those black sections. So just very interesting. And again, this is a light touch of editing. This doesn't take a long time to do.
Well, what application that has
This
the
is-
filters? Is that Elements?
Well, I use Photoshop, but it's probably in Elements too. If I remember correctly, it was called Sketch.
It's under the filters menu.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of different kind of sketch.
I've never played with filters.
Oh, you would have
Oh,
a
the only
play
time
with
I
it.
did
Have
when
a
we had to
field day.
do creative.
right, but there's a place between spending a lot of time making something creative or really almost forcing it into creative and actually using these filters to enhance your photos in subtle ways. And I think that's what we're seeing here, where it really made them more artistic. This is at the end of the mall where people could sit outside. It was smoking area.
Never
Yeah.
saw it.
On the
Oh,
roof.
yes, I had to have that circle in the building at the.
Yeah, I remember that building from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pictures of it.
Yes.
This was
Well,
at
it's
when we
interesting.
went to the People Mover down that end of the building. This was on right there.
Yeah. The balconies were all crooked. I don't know how they did that. But especially if you look at the building on the left, you can see it, that the balconies are crooked. It's the only way to describe it.
I think that's our lens. Our
No,
No.
that's the way it was.
We spent a lot of time standing there, Ira, right?
Yes, we did.
Looking and seeing how they were slanted. I mean,
You're talking about this building back here?
And
no,
actually, the building to the right of that.
the building on where the
The building with
circle
the hole in
is.
the middle.
Right in
Oh,
the
this
middle.
one.
The building in the, yeah, those balconies.
Really? I
They
have a lot of
are-
pictures of that building from years ago.
Yeah, if you look at this one compared to this one,
Right.
It's
it's
every
a little weird.
every light row is straight,
Right.
but the balconies above and below it are not.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. That's really wild. I mean, this building is like curved.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's
This is what
interesting.
architects do, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't see this at all.
No.
I thought it was a fish store at first.
I
Was
wonder
that-
if I wonder if this person shot this from inside the store. I think that's what this is.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
This was inside Saks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I shot some of those, some of that mobile I had shot from a different angle. I didn't send you that picture, but yeah, that was just inside Saks.
That's very creative.
Yeah,
Yes.
very pretty. This is Zev. They're not here today, but I like the fact that this one's closer and the other ones are further away, and just, I mean, that some of it is the mobile, that they have gold ones and silver ones, and they're all mixed up. But looking through there and seeing the people moving around, so you know that it's a mall, because otherwise you wouldn't know that. It just looks like a piece of art. Makes it alive. I like that. And then there's this ray of light. You see this?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
other side
And
too.
there's one here too. Yeah. It's hard to shoot. It's not really sharp, but I don't care. I mean, it doesn't bother me that it's not really sharp. What does everybody else think?
That's an effect. It's an effect
Right,
that's
it's nice,
it
soft.
works.
Yeah,
Nice
it
soft
works
red
definitely. Yeah.
with lots of light.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Yeah, it makes you smile, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I
And
like
the
that.
reflection of the trees.
Yeah, it's just a fun shot. And the fact that some of the letters are partially obscure, partially covered, I don't think any of that matters. I just think it's a fun, smiley shot.
Couldn't get any closer.
Yeah, you don't need to. I think it's great. And it's not, nothing straight, but that's because of where you're standing, and that's fine. You don't want to make anything straight. I wouldn't change anything.
Right.
Nice job. Okay, so now these are buildings outside of Brickell. And just so you know, for time, that was the largest section. The other sections are smaller and have more similar things. So you'll see what I mean when we go in here. Okay, so the first group are building our street level images of buildings. This is looking down from the mall. I'm assuming there's your people mover.
No, that's not a people mover.
What is this?
That's
Oh, right. The people
that's
mover is one
metro.
car.
Yeah, that's the
Metro rail?
I think that's the metro rail.
it's not, is it the
Miami
bright
Metro
line?
Rail.
No,
No,
no.
not the bright
There's
line.
not a train up there.
I think that's the Miami Metro Rail, whatever it's called. That's the
A Metro liner, I think it's
Metro,
called.
whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
Metro rail.
Okay.
There's a lot of things to look at here. Lots of
There are a lot of
signs.
things. It's very interesting.
It's mine.
Yeah, I like it. And this also looks like you used a light touch on it. What would you have done to this, Miriam? Look at all the wires. This is so cool.
I know I probably I must have used poster edges on this. And I think I increased the exposure a little bit, put contrast sharpening, through my presets.
Right,
So on one would have been a little too much.
right. So it's just a subtle difference than a straight shot.
Right.
It makes the things a little sharper, a little more edgy looking. But I just look at what it did to the wires, to all of these wires.
Oh, I didn't even notice it now.
Yeah.
So you pointed out.
It just makes the whole middle of the image so different.
Mhm.
Nice job.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Now look at this one. Same kind of street level photography.
Nice touch.
It's beautiful.
Like image, Jim.
Say again.
Intentional camera movement.
I thought that's very nice.
Yes.
It's that same Vaseline look.
Yeah.
Is this yours, Donna?
I think so.
Hold on.
Wow.
I have
I mean,
those.
I submitted one like that, but it's somehow
It is
on
yours.
the slide looks darker, right?
It is yours.
Yeah.
It's surreal. It's kind of surreal looking.
Yeah, I played with the,
How did you do that?
I don't know if I've been just playing around.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
Right.
Was this also
Nice
on
effect.
your phone?
Yeah, it's on my phone. I need to take a lesson so I can repeat these things.
Right. And take notes, right?
Yeah, no, I just play with it until I like it.
Good.
It's just beautiful. I mean, it wouldn't be as special without these colors on the building, I think. But
Right, I did,
just-
you changed the brightness and the black point and but just, playing around until I liked it.
It's not intentional camera movement, is it?
No,
Because the rest of it is not blurred.
No, it just came out that way when I changed the different features.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
yeah, put this one in that folder also.
Okay.
And I add, just so you know, guys, I added the white edge because I knew when I put it
Yeah, I
on the
was
black
gonna say-
background.
That's why I wasn't sure it was mine.
Yeah, that's just part of, it's part of PowerPoint that you
That's
can
a
add an
nice
edge.
addition.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
bring it away. Well, if I had added if I had done a real border, it would have been a lot thinner than this, and maybe I would have put black or pulled one of the colors or something like that. But this was just to bring it off of the background. Otherwise, this would have all been lost, and it would have made it look too skinny. I didn't want to do that. Beautiful image.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, also nice. Different. Again, look up. This is an example of look up.
Yeah.
My only observation here is I don't know if you need the building on the left. I love the other three buildings. I don't know if the building on the left adds anything to it. It's a
No.
beautiful photograph, but I don't think that adds to it.
No,
But if you got rid of it with a
extend the
crop, you'd also
cloud.
have to crop something else.
Yeah. Or when you're taking it, you'd have to see that you just want 3 and move.
Right, and walk around. That's a great observation, Eileen.
But
You
you
can-
can
you
select
can-
it out. You could select it out and use the spot healing brush, and it ought to fill in with the cloud cover.
Well, you can clone it.
Yeah, the same kind of thing.
Clone more clouds.
Yeah. That's just, for those of you that don't know, it's just an editing tool that you would basically erase the building because you take pieces of the sky and paste it over it, and it's called cloning. Or you can select it, which you can even do on your phone in Snapseed, is you make a selection. So you go all the way around it, and then it becomes its own thing. And then you can delete it or use something called a healing brush, which does the same thing. It sort of erases it and puts the clouds in its place. It's a smart, the Photoshop is a very intelligent program, and Lightroom as well, that you can do that. But I like, look at the reflections here of the sky. That's the clouds from the sky. And here, if you look carefully on this curved part, there's another building reflected.
I like it very much in black and white.
Yeah, nice
I
job, Harry.
disagree with Ira on taking that building out. Put
This
your
one?
hand over it and look at the photo. I think the building adds perspective to the size of that building to the right.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Valid point. Okay, nice job. Okay. This is again a subtle editing with a special effect. This is Susan Van Ness, so we won't know what she used, but it's probably either inked edges or posterizing it. I don't even know where this was. Did anybody see this?
No.
Oh, but it looks like Lincoln Center to
Yeah,
me.
it does. It does look like Lincoln Center,
Yeah, it does a little bit, yeah.
but it's really pretty. That the blue just looks beautiful. And it's not too much. That's what you have to be careful with when you do this. Sometimes it's just too much. But this, you still have all these reflections in here of whatever else is around. It's a really nice job. Okay, these are both, now we're talking about looking just at reflections in these buildings, because that's what Brickell's known for, is all these mirrored surfaces. I'm assuming this was out at the mall someplace because it looks like a restaurant that was there. This one is Eileen.
Yeah, I got trapped. I was assuming I could go through that restaurant. It was right before 1 o'clock. So I thought, okay, now I'm gonna head back. And instead I had to go down the level because you couldn't exit from the restaurant.
Oh, funny.
I thought they made you eat there when you got trapped.
If you went to the end of that building where the lady was standing, is standing, there's a beautiful view of the Miami River and the Metro Mover and all of that from that spot.
Oh, pretty.
It's a beautiful picture. And
Yeah.
I love the reflection of the gentleman.
Here.
Yeah.
The ladies there too.
Yes.
Nice, like a street photography thing because of the, you know, with the people and everything. And this one is also a reflection. This building is mirrored and you see this building and you see that building that we saw in those other pictures with that circle kind of thing. But you see how much, my opinion, this is cleaner. And it's also got at least one straight line right here and one straight building. This one is more jumbled, more stuff, and nothing's straight. So I think you should decide something in here to be straight. Either probably this line because it's subtler. This one would be hard to make straight. But when you know, look around what you're shooting and see if you find an angle where there's not so much stuff.
Adrian, if you make that building straight, then the buildings on the left tilt even more.
That's right.
I don't know.
I think. I don't know.
The edge in the middle of the building on the right is straight.
What on the building on the
The
right?
vertical edge,
No.
that edge.
No, it's not straight.
Leading to the right.
This part, you need to move this that way. Not a lot, but it needs to move to here to be straight. Yeah. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. I clicked instead of stroked. But this part, maybe that's the picture. Maybe you crop it so this is the image and not all of this dark stuff at the bottom, which I don't think really adds anything. I don't know. I mean, it would just be worth a shot because this is really pretty. All of those lines and the buildings that are in the reflection is really pretty. And the sky, the blue of the sky is really pretty. So maybe it's just this is the picture. I'm going to just go back because it's getting late. So forget that. I'm not going to go back because it takes a long time. Okay. So this is more like what I was saying. Like, look at this picture. Okay. Look at this area. And then look at what this person did. So just taking an aspect, so it's not so cluttered. You have the picture there. Just take an aspect of it and you get something like this.
The touch of blue is beautiful.
This was such a great shoot.
Yes, it really was.
I'm glad everyone enjoyed it.
I'm glad we went. Thank you for driving, Adrian.
Yeah.
Well,
and
Ira found the location.
Thank you, Ira.
Last year when we took my granddaughter to University of Miami to look at it, we spent a weekend there, and this is one of the trips that we did. And when we went there, I said immediately, I've got to bring the photo group here. It's just, it's
right.
so,
You could have
so
spent
great
another day.
shots.
Yeah. I mean, you could go back another time and just do it again. It's just got so much there to do. This one also, I would love to see this with just what a little bit of a filter would do to it. You know, maybe make it worse, but something like inked edges where it would make the blacks even blacker. I just really like this. Yeah, I like this a lot.
Just an observation, and I don't know if it'll work on this photo, but what's very popular is having black and white with a touch of red. So I wonder, just thinking about this, what would happen if you turned the blue into red?
Oh, who knows? That's
I don't
something
know.
David would do.
Yes.
Yeah, David would do that. I mean, it's just an observation because it's beautiful the way it is.
There's also doing it in infrared, using a black and white filter that's infrared. I think that would turn the blue black.
Yes.
And that might be very interesting. Also, it would make
Yeah.
these parts white and gray and the blue black, just not the same picture, but another way to use this picture in a different way.
Mhm.
These are two pictures, in case you can't see it. So these are full building shots. Lots of repeating patterns, which is really very cool. And again, this whole thing of looking up. And on this one, how good it looks that there's not the whole circle, but it's
Right.
wherever the photographer was standing, you obliterated part of the circle, which made it even more interesting. Both very well shot.
And an oval for the shadow.
Here, yep.
Yeah.
Nice. And all these patterns, for those of you that took Todd's class last week, he was talking about patterns and having them tell a story. I mean, this is really interesting. And here the balconies look, you know what it is about these balconies? They're not front to back. I don't think they're straight. I think the railings are further back on, maybe even the balcony is a different size. See this balcony here?
The one
Looks-
underneath where you have the arrow, Adrian, that looks like it's sticking out more.
Right.
Either that or, yeah.
That's those
They're-
white lines. When
I
she-
don't think they are, though. We were standing studying them, and if you look, if you move the arrow down to the next, down again, there, and then go over to the right, look, now stop there. Look how that white is straight, is horizontal. Now look at
No, it
it's
isn't.
the bottom below, the one above it. Look how it's,
Narrower.
yeah, well, it's narrower on the right side, but it
Right.
isn't narrower on the left side.
Well, the white ones definitely stick out more because look here at where it joins the vertical. It's all the way at the edge, and here there's white space. So all of these ones that are white, quote unquote, are deeper than this one, than these. See all the white space here? So these are not kissing the front of the upright. See, this one is. That's another white one. And
Yeah,
here's
well,
another white one.
I think those white whatever are keeping the whole thing up.
It is really interesting that these bottom ones in the set of 4, the bottom one definitely looks narrower on one side than it is on the other side. But we have to
If I
move
have
on.
more pictures of
We're
that
never
building, I'll look.
Yeah, we're never
We're
going
never
to get
gonna figure
done.
this out mathematically.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stripes add nice too. The patterns.
Yeah.
On the left
That's
is the pattern
really-
on the right.
Really interesting reflection next
Yeah.
to the colorful stripes.
And the curves, it's like curves and stripes and verticals and horizontals and diagonals, and just you could keep looking at it.
You know, there would be a tendency to oversaturate this photo, but it's not. It's perfectly well. The exposure is perfect.
Yeah. Nice job. This is Leslie, or yeah. I think this is Leslie's.
Yes,
Nice.
Yeah, nice job.
that picture is totally untouched. It's the way I shot it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Thank you. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I love this one. I didn't even see
Oh,
this.
it's the balconies.
I didn't see this building.
Was right there. It was, when you looked up,
Yeah, there.
the ceiling was right there, and I straightened it out.
Adrian, you were right. This was a great shoot. There's great shoot, great shots here.
Look at the table on this balcony. So that gives you a little perspective of the angle that this photographer was standing at. Because he's not directly under it. He's like over on the side under it.
Right.
And without that little table, you wouldn't really get that.
Nope.
It's really well done. This also would be a lot of fun to play with filters. With little edges and stuff and some texture. It'd be a lot of fun to play with.
We'll make it black and white.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very crisp black and white. Cool. I love that aspect. So it's both an aspect and a shooting up thing.
Right.
You know, so it's both things. Okay, and these are a few miscellaneous pictures that didn't fit into anything.
Wow. Is that yours, Ira?
No, it's not.
It's
saw
Marty's. Yeah.
Marty? Okay.
Is this one of the walls of one of the buildings, Marty?
Yeah, that's the one that's by all
I
the
zoomed in
stripes.
on it.
Oh, across the street from the Stripes
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
At the end of
Looks
the
like
slide.
it.
on the end of the street.
I zoomed in on it to get just to frame the whole
Right.
image.
Yeah,
Nice job, Monty.
Thank you.
really nice. Look at this kid.
I like the T-shirt on her.
Yeah. That's cute.
Is he taking a selfie of the two of them?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Had his arm cut off, I assume.
That's a
Well-
risky shot to have this man, and is it her dad? Who knows? But a risky shot. He's way crunched up against this side of the image, but yet it's like a discussion point. You know, what is his arm doing? Is it a
Well,
selfie?
you look at the shadow, you'll see. If you look at the shadow, it looks like he's taking a selfie.
Okay, because I can see him holding the water bottle in the shadow, but I can't see what his arm is doing. Oh yeah, I guess here. And she's definitely performing for him. Very, very cute. Very cute. Little story.
Would it be nice if you cropped out the man and just had the girl?
It's a different picture, a different story. Then
Yeah,
it's
right.
then it's a total mystery.
Right.
Yes.
No right or wrong. You know, that would be a cute picture also. Then you might wonder if she was frightened and you know, lost, you know, alone and couldn't find her dad and whatever.
And
This
guy
way
is
he's getting his attention. Makes you want to smile. These are up by the people mover, the next bunch of pictures.
Nice perspective. Nice
Yes.
diminishing perspective.
Yeah.
Really is.
Taken out of the window of the people mover?
Probably.
No, it wouldn't have
You don't
been.
think so?
That's
This is
It's
patient.
on the platform,
Yeah,
oh, on the
thank you.
platform.
Yeah.
going down, you know, before you go down to the platform. Not mine.
I got a few shots from there. I didn't use any of them, but yeah, I know where that was.
Yeah, I think this is Brenda. And just enough building to keep it in, you know, so you know where you are. Lots of detail. Look at the lady down here. Lots of things to look at. Good shot. And it's horizontal.
Straight.
Yeah.
Even the buildings are straight.
Okay, so there's another shot of the tracks.
That's my photo.
And what did you do to it?
I don't remember. to
Looks
be
like
honest.
there's a setting called Crackle. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like little pebble.
No, I didn't. What I personally like about this is the contrast of the platform versus the buildings. The different colors, the different effects.
Yeah, and the people over here.
Right.
Just it's like street photography. There's people down here.
It's like one old building among all the modern buildings, right?
Yeah, that also. Yeah.
I think that's what makes it so neat is that
Yeah.
building right there. Yeah, I love that.
Very cool. Lots of things to look at. Look at all the details, the lights, the sign, elevator. Nice job.
Thank you.
And the yellow, I mean, that yellow just, without that yellow, it wouldn't be as great. I think the yellow just makes it extra special. That's really sharp all the way to the back. The others were not so sharp. This one is really sharp all the way to the back, but not straight. It's going that way. So whose is this? This is Bob Oppenheimer. Are you still with us? He had to leave, so he's probably not still here. It's a little bit crooked, but nice. I sort of like the fact that one is straight and one is sort of coming in from the, like from where is it coming kind of thing. This one looks good. And this is also the pegged sign. This says center. I don't remember seeing that from the People Mover. Nice picture.
Oh, nice perspective.
I love this.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 This is Brenda's picture. When I opened it on my screen, I was like, wow. I mean,
tell her to straighten it.
no, I did not. And my brain was like, wow, if you're going to be crooked, go for it. Just go for
That's
it.
a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I just love it. It's like, there's so much tension. It's like just everything's like falling over. And the black and white and whatever other filters she used on here is just great. It's just perfect. Otherwise, it would just be a busy little picture. Just really, the sky just came out great. What do you guys think?
Art, what if you straighten the skyline and had the
Yeah.
different perspective?
It'd be a different picture. I don't think it would
I
be as,
know, I'm just thinking the
Yeah.
skyline, what if I straighten that? What would the curves look on the track?
yeah, I don't know.
Wouldn't be as effective.
Okay,
No.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
beautiful,
Really
I love it.
effective.
I hear
The
you. but-
angle on this is really effective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
this, Brenda, when you watch this has to go in your folder for next year's photo show, because this is really cool. And maybe send into the Florida Camera Club Council. I'd like some people to give other people to give opinions on this. This has texture. When you look here, has movement, has tension. I love it. This is the platform, right, Marty? Remember? Because this was a section of this is painted red. It must look like something from the other side, like circles, or there must be more red sections here.
Looks like it almost blends in with the building.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah, it does. It blends in beautifully with the building.
And talk about a slice of blue.
Mhm.
Just a slice. And the curves, look here. Again, from what Todd was teaching us, using shapes and including different shapes in your images, lines and curves, triangles. It's a really good image. Lots of things to look for. This is just kind of fun.
Yeah, that was mine. I wanted to show the contrast between the pressure gauge or whatever in the tracks. And as you say, I just thought it was a fun photo.
Yeah, and the fact that it's red. I don't know where this was. This is water. Where was there water? Were there ponds someplace?
Yeah, there were ponds with koi in them.
Downstairs? I didn't see that at all.
Yeah,
When we came in, there was
it
a
was
pond there with
downstairs when we
That was
all.
right by the garage,
Oh, really? Completely missed
Yeah.
that.
but I didn't notice the water looking like that.
It's a great abstract. Because, I mean, if she didn't say that it was water, I wouldn't really know that. She called it ripples. So I knew that it was water. But it's interesting. It's like she used a special effect, but I doubt that she did. It's got texture, it's got ripples. Light
Whose
and
is
dark.
that?
Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Light and dark and medium tones. It's a fun picture. And the koi.
Oh.
I didn't even see them. Did anybody else try to shoot the koi?
I didn't see them.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, and the reflection of the water created very cool abstract kind of graphics.
Yeah, I mean, as much as this is a picture of koi, down here there's another picture. Just this part with the bubbles and these sections of whatever they are. Again, an abstract, or something including this part. This is really fun to look at. Look at this shape. There's like lots of different shapes here.
Is that also Virginia?
This is her husband, Zev.
Okay.
Nice photo.
Nice job. Right, that's what I said, Ira. I was like, well, this is a picture of someone else's art until you look at the street sign and the location.
Yeah.
Good location.
And you know who Zev is and his sense of humor. It
Yes.
just makes you smile. It's just fun.
Get rid of the anatomy.
And I asked him what this number 8 was. He said, I have no idea. It's obviously there because look, there's a reflection of it back here. So what that was, who knows? And I didn't see this. I have no idea where this was. Did anybody else see this?
Oh, yeah. What? Yes.
This could use a little bit of dehazing, but it's a great photo.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Yeah, he knows how to use dehaze. It's part of they have Photoshop elements. They put their pictures into the computer and work them. So this is a fun. And even though it's somebody else's art, he did something else with it. So it's fine. It's very cool.
Thought that was Ira in the gym.
I would like to take credit for that. It's nice.
There's Ira on the way to the gym.
Right, there you go.
In the little square.
Card.
And
Okay, here's
behind him is his inspiration.
that's the last picture. And it's just a mannequin, but I just was mesmerized by it.
Yeah, the top of it with the reflection.
Yeah, and the color, it's like this muted tones of color. A beautiful image.
I would like to see the rest of her legs.
What do other people think about that?
Well, I would like to see her toes on the top one. I don't care about her left leg, but I wouldn't mind seeing her toes on the
Like a little more here.
Yeah. I don't care so much about the left leg, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think the exposure is really good. I shot some in window displays, and it's hard to get the exposure right.
Ira, that's her right leg. You're looking at it on the
Well,
left.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
I really was studying whether it was real or not real. Her legs look so natural.
Yeah.
Her body.
But again, she titled it mannequin. So that
Total
helped.
giveaway.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day about titles. Oh, Lisa Fine. She had a lot of fun entering the contest, the photo show, and she had the most fun making titles for her pictures. And I said, people don't realize how important the title can be. When a person is judging a picture or looking at it for the first time, you can move them in one direction or the other direction by how you title the image. So this was good job. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
This
I
was,
just want to say one thing. These photos were fantastic.
I told you, I was,
Yes.
And next year we're doing Miami Design District, and that is equally as fantastic as this.
Nice.
And Adrian, you, as always, did an incredible job. You are the guide of all guides.
You are
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I'm
You're
glad you
so right,
enjoyed it.
Adrian, we
you.
can't give you enough
Oh,
kudos.
thank you. But it was so worth it because I think that this was a very special shoot and people worked it. And I was so pleased to see that people just didn't use it as an opportunity to take little snapshots. They really worked the subject. And I thought it was amazing what people came up with and how well they did with this shoot.
And it was amazing that it was all cell phones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Okay, everybody have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
You
and
too.
tonight, for
You
those of you,
too.
tonight is the meetups program on Annie Leibovitz. For those of you that if you missed signing up for that and you're free tonight, it starts at 7, but you have to pre-register. So if you don't have that meetup email, send me an email now, and I'll send it to you and you can sign up for it.
Adrian, do they record those?
I don't think so.
No, because I have
Because-
another meeting, because
Yeah, there was another one I missed that I
No,
was
but
really
they
upset
usually get these off of YouTube, I think. You can usually get
to find them.
stuff off YouTube. You can just look up Annie Leibovitz and get a YouTube.
Yeah, well, with her, I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. It was
Okay.
great to see you.
Bye. Thanks
Thank you.
again.
I
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.